Never seen such parents. Parents who treat their children like food. Whenever a visitor comes to visit, immediately go to the kitchen to slaughter a day. Their eldest son Xiaoshui brought home a day. Their eldest son Xiaoshui brought home a girlfriend. As son Xiaoshui brought home a girlfriend. As a teacher, Xiao Mei, as soon as she entered, she smelled a stench. The stains on the sink were all over. The dishes in the kitchen were rusty. Xiao Mei looked disgusted with her. She was so disgusted that she was about to vomit. She was confused. Obviously there were already 7 or 8 children in the family. Xiao Shuai's mother was pregnant with another one, and the woman kept staring at her, as if she wanted to eat her. Xiao Mei hurriedly took out a gift to ease the atmosphere. But the next moment, the cake was snatched away by the child. The other children immediately gathered around, frantically grabbing the food, as if they hadn't eaten for a long time. This frightened Xiao Mei. She backed up as soon as possible. At that moment, the mother kicked one of the children away. She said, "If you don't behave, I'll make soup for you." Xiao Mei apologized for bringing less stuff. Before she could finish her speech, Xiao Mei was pushed to the table. The teacup was full of flies, but the boyfriend was very happy to drink. He also praised the environment of his home as good. I can't believe it. This family raises children for the purpose of waiting for a guest to visit. The parents would go to the kitchen and slaughter a child to make soup. Not only were the children not afraid, instead, they ate happily. Just at that moment, the children's father came back. As soon as the man entered the door, he approached him in front of his son. He praised Xiao Mei for her beauty. He also put something sticky in his hand on the table. Xiao Mei was very puzzled. She stared straight at the bag. The man immediately asked Xiao Mei to stay for dinner. Xiao Mei was very reluctant, but all the other children gathered around. Out of courtesy, Xiao Mei could only reluctantly agree. Next, Xiao Mei was directly stunned by the scene in front of her. One of the children picked up the bugs on the ground and immediately put them in his mouth. The father next to him was furious and shouted, "That is the father's food." The bare child was angry. When the man was not paying attention, slapped him on the head. The father was furious, took the child's hand and headed for the door. Xiao Mei did not stop. Thought it was just a small conflict, but not long after, the meal was ready. The family ate very well, but Xiao Mei did not have any appetite, because she found the child who had just been pulled out had disappeared. She asked her boyfriend why the child had disappeared. The father replied that the child had disobeyed him. "I killed him." Xiao Mei looked surprised, but the father explained that it was just like planting a field. Pull out the useless ones, leave the good ones. Xiao Mei felt that the situation was not. Xiao Mei felt very sick. Her stomach and intestines were very uncomfortable. She rushed to the toilet. She started throwing up. This is the cruelest parent I've ever seen. They slaughter their disobedient children and make soup for them. There was no remorse on their faces. Xiao Mei felt very sick. She rushed to the toilet and started throwing up. But when Xiao Mei was about to come out of the toilet, she was stunned by the scene in front of her. The toilet was full of blood and water. A closer look, an eyeball floated up. Xiao Mei was so scared that she screamed out loud. She ran towards the door, but the family blocked the door and said with a happy face, "They always do this." The more she heard, the more scared she was. Said she wanted to go to the police, but her boyfriend dragged her. Others also gathered around. With a series of shouting sounds, the police rushed over, but it was no one else they arrested. It was the skinny Xiao Mei. The reason was that Xiao Mei had killed her boyfriend's family of more than 10 people. The neighbors heard the commotion. They called the police. When the police arrived, found the body on the ground. There were also signs of a fight. They took Xiao Mei back. Then, the police found more than 30 bodies of children in the drawers of the house. They found the bodies of more than 30 children. By this time, Xiao Mei had gone crazy. She kept saying, "I advise everyone to be careful in love. Single is not bad. This is too horrible."